Are we? Yo, give me a 3, 2, 1. Like,
No,
let him.
fuck no. I'm gonna just press record whenever the
Fuck
fuck I
off.
want.
Yeah, see, you better edit this shit out, man.
No.
This is not quality shit. We're putting premiere stuff out. Edited.
Nah.
All right.
That's not how we do shit.
Here's our potential podcast names. I came up with 2. None of these will probably hit, guys. You'll find out when it actually airs on YouTube and all the DSPs.
I don't know what that means, but whatever.
Digital streaming platform.
Man,
I
why
appreciate
can't you just say that, man?
I
Why-
appreciate
why-
you asking that because digital streaming platforms is a fucking mouthful. That's why I can't say that shit.
Stop being a little
And
bitch and just say it. I
DSPs
don't-
sounds way cooler.
Yeah, that's. I'll give you that.
All right, my first one, the Not Canceled Yet podcast.
Who's canceling us?
I don't know. Exactly, we're not canceled yet. Eventually.
Who's canceling? We have no one we said talk to.
Eventually, man, that's the goal. That's the goal. Eventually is to make money and then like go out on a limb and then lose it all. Is that not your? That is my dream.
I'd rather just be called Lose It All.
But we have. See, here's the thing. We don't have anything to begin with. That's why we're podcasting. Oh my god. What's it called? The Dropout Podcast.
I like that.
Yeah,
right.
For all the people who couldn't hack it, this is for you.
Yeah, you bitch made niggas.
Don't antagonize our audience, man. The one we don't have yet. All right.
What else you got?
What's it called? No, those are the only 2 podcast names I came up with. I told you I only came up with 2. We'll work on it over the weekend. We'll be texting back and forth, guys.
We'll probably change it several times before it sticks.
Yeah, neither one of these are probably the real thing. By the way, are we actually like? Is this the start of the actual episode, or are we just like riffing here?
I don't really fucking know, dude.
Dude, guys, this is our humble beginnings. You know, mark this down. If we ever make it.
I don't think the episode starts until we properly introduce ourselves and.
Okay, well then this is definitely not getting released then, because we're just fucking going on and on. And we will be breaking now, and we'll start our real episode now. When we put out a DVD,
We're going straight to DVD. Fuck the
of this
theaters.
shit, of
Fuck
this shit.
YouTube. Straight to DVD.
This is gonna be on the doc right here on our documentary. This will be the exclusive content that you can only get on Disney Plus because Netflix is going out of business soon. Otherwise, we would have put it on Netflix.
For Disney Plus only. Why can't we be on Hulu though? Hulu might do podcasts soon.
Well, actually, we should probably put it on Hulu because Hulu did have like the what's it called the fucking Firefest doc that apparently was fire.
Honestly, we got the video camera. Let's just.
Nah, it's take too long. Let's get to potting now. All right,
Okay.
all right. We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop the recording, and then start the real episode. All right.
Peace.
And we back. My co-host. Why are you laughing, sir? Why are you laughing?
You just.
Meeman, aka Hurt God, aka Curved God. Me, Robert. I have no nicknames.
Yeah, he does.
At least around this group of people, anyway.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You have nicknames? And
Huh?
you didn't want to share them with me?
It's complicated, man. You don't want to get into that circle. Anyway, what we're gonna talk about today is what's it called? Persona 5. Meeman has literally just beaten Persona 5 like 4 hours ago.
I feel empty inside.
And holy shit, Persona 5 has got to be like my second favorite JRPG probably of all time.
It's probably my favorite now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll let it settle in before.
Oh yeah. Well, it's coming off fresh, but like holy shit, dude! Like that's an amazing game.
Dude, I put 180 hours into that bitch.
That's only because you played it on hard though.
Don't play that game first playthrough on hard. Just
Don't play any
Don't.
Atlas game on hard, people.
Just don't do it.
Never.
Just
They don't
don't do
fuck
it.
around.
that was so bad.
But was it worth it for those credits? Do you feel more fulfilled, or do you think you would have gotten that same fulfillment on normal?
I think I wouldn't have gotten the same fulfillment on normal. I got way too good at that game.
That game, because you get in such a good flow with JRPGs, especially turn-based joints.
Dude, I didn't have any SP items at the final boss fight.
That's everybody's mistake, dude. Didn't fucking Confidant, what's it called, Haru and
Okay, first of all,
Sojiro enough?
Sojiro was at level fucking. Hold up, I have a picture. Pass me my phone.
Which one?
The other one.
God damn it, man. Too many fucking
Dude,
phones in
I
your
was
fucking
like,
place.
damn, is Sojiro actually on level 9? I was like, maybe he isn't. Maybe I'm just like bullshitting myself and like telling myself, no, this man was on fucking level 9.
Damn. Damn, you got Haru up to 3? God dang, man. So sad.
I know.
Did she even learn Baton Pass at that point?
I think you just learned Baton Pass at 3 and I stopped with her.
God, Haru is fucking trash in the beginning sometimes, man. Until you get those shield shits, and then in which case she becomes ridiculously important.
Shield shits.
Yeah, like the barriers.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, I used the shit out of that.
Oh
bitch.
hell yeah, it's fucking
Oh my
broken
God.
as hell.
It's the only reason I beat Shido.
That's why I beat what's it called, Akechi the first time.
I don't think she had that when I was fighting Akechi.
All right, here's how we're gonna break down how we're breaking. Guys, by the way, this is most likely gonna be the episode. It's us gushing about Persona 5 for the first one. Usually, we're gonna talk about more shit, but Persona 5 warrants an entire episode by itself. Like,
It's just that great.
we're gonna start with literally, first of all, the music first, because it's just that good. Usually, I would never talk about a game music. I'd just be like, yeah, it's pretty good.
No,
It's pretty trash. I don't remember it at all. This is just warrants it on its own. Then we'll talk about gameplay. Then we'll talk about story. And then we'll talk about what we think is going to happen in Persona 5R, which is Meeman's never even seen like most of these trailers that have come out.
Yeah, we're gonna.
And we'll break that down. And if
We're
for
gonna watch it live reaction. guys.
live reaction, not really live audio reaction, you can't see Meeman's face. But to
You
be
can
fair,
imagine it if you've seen me before.
none of these people have seen you before. They have no idea what you look like.
Y'all can
At
use
all.
your imagination. I got dreads.
To be fair, if you watch somebody react, I mean, like you know they're faking it, right? Like they're not actually that. Well, some of them anyway. No, there's some people where I'm like, nah, dude, you're not faking that. But why are you so excited for an announcement of a trailer? Like you shouldn't be bawling. Anyway, that's for a different episode, guys.
I mean,
We'll table that. Anyway,
you
let's
were
go.
kind of like that with Final Fantasy 15.
Huh? No, I was excited for that game to come out. I wasn't like, what's it called?
Well, you were kind of like that for Kingdom Hearts 3. You were like, yes, finally. I've been waiting 10 years.
Oh no, I wasn't waiting for 10 years. I got what's it called when it came to the PS3 in like 2014. I got like into it. No, not 2014, 2015. Whenever the what's it called 2.5 remix came out.
Sure.
And well, no, when that shit
But it's all lies.
when that shit came out, I was fucking waiting for 3 like nobody. No, that game when that game came out, like I was like, no. First of all, that was the first game I debated on ever buying the collector's edition for.
And you did.
No, I didn't. I bought the what's it called PS4 Pro bundle.
Oh no, you just bought the game twice. Like
Oh,
a
no.
fucking moron.
What do you, excuse you. Excuse you. Worth every cent. I would do it again today.
The sad part is I know you would.
Anyways, let's get down to music. What's it called? Music. Persona 5's soundtrack is ridiculously too good.
Dude,
Um,
I think they knew their soundtrack was ridiculously good. They spent a whole like solid minute on the credits just listing every track.
Like,
I was like, yo, yeah, this track is fucking fire at the end too.
like I feel fucking bad that I don't know the composer or anything for this game, but like, holy shit. What's it called? Menu themes. Fucking UI was incredible, but we're not gonna talk about that shit. Rivers in the Desert. The fucking main theme. Holy shit.
Dude,
The ending theme when against the final boss
that
when
was
Joker
fucking-
pulls out his gun.
that was
Oh
fucking-
my god.
by far the best line in the whole game.
Well, it's because like fucking Joker gets a good line.
He gets one line.
And like apparently what's it called, like they have data mined, like this is way before R was even like hurt, like announced or anything. Like they data mined Persona 5 and like he had like lots of unused dialogue, like a whole game's worth.
That makes me a little bit excited, cause his voice actor actually suits his like appearance.
Yeah,
It's, like,
exactly.
great.
Like when he talks I'm like, oh dude, that sounds good, why doesn't he talk more?
Like whenever you ambush somebody and he says, "Show me your true face,"
Yeah.
or "I will reveal your true colors," or something like that.
Yeah. Nah, man, that thing is it's.
Uh, I don't know. It's just I wish he had more dialogue. I feel like this game would do better if he had more dialogue since he has such a personality to his character.
See, here's the thing though, like I think Persona 5 is so good because of its plot, not necessarily because of its characters, story wise anyway. And we're gonna talk about story later, but like, what's it called? Like, a lot of characters like fucking when like theme and music comes in, like it really helps resonate like whatever story beats they're hitting at that particular time, especially when you're doing like the confidants and shit.
I mean, the story does great because I didn't notice this till the very end, but each palace is a sin. I didn't notice that.
Oh, yeah, of like gluttony, and all that stuff. Yeah,
Lust, pride,
Seven
and
Deadly
everything.
Sin.
I'm like, yo, so they have a basis for their story.
Mhm.
A lot of stories don't have any base to it,
Mhm.
so they just followed like this little system and just went with it.
All right, and I guess that's enough for music, but like, let's get down to fucking gameplay. I said for a long time, and Meeman can attest to this, that I said like before Persona 5 came out, like for years, I said like there's no reason to ever make a turn-based game anymore. We can make action games now. They only made turn-based to begin with because the hardware was limited to making non-action games. That's why Resident Evil was fucking survival horror for a long time. Anyways, then I played Persona 5, and I gotta admit, I had to eat my words there. I had to eat a lot of crow. I had way too much fun just tinkering with the battle system, playing with all the characters, especially on my second playthrough on New Game Plus. Holy shit. Like, it's just so much fun doing all these moves, statuses, all this shit. If you want to put a one kill roster, new personas to make, blends. There's just so much shit you can do with Persona 5's combat system. It's fucking phenomenal. And what's it called? I've read like interviews where they debated very early on in development where they were like, we thought about making it an action game, but then we were like, nah, we're all good with turn-based. Let's just make the best turn-based game we can. Let me tell you right now, if Persona 6 is not turn-based, I'm gonna fucking riot.
Basically,
No, every mainline Persona game needs to be
turn-based.
turn-based. If it
Uh,
only has the one number, turn-based.
Dude, I've been trying to tell you since I was trying to get them to see that Persona 4 was great. Persona 5 just like drilled it into you, like, yeah, turn base. That's where it's at, boy. I was really excited when I first got it. I was like, ooh, let me play the shit out of this game. But I don't know, the gameplay. I played it on hard, so a lot of the gameplay in the beginning kind of went over my head because I was just trying to just survive. I got one shotted like every time.
You have really bad luck when it comes to video games and stuff, man. You got, what's it called, insta-killed way more times than I did.
So many times.
Oh yeah, Persona 5, by the way, is also a victim to that. When you use those one-hit kill moves, yeah, those enemies have a way higher percentage of hitting that shit than you do. I don't care what the fucking numbers say. No,
No, they hit that shit
way
too
more often.
But no, dude, I wasn't even getting one shotted by the insta kill moves. I was getting one shotted from normal moves.
Nah, those almighty moves, those aren't to play around with. You can't fuck around with those. Those almighty moves fucking do so much fucking damage.
I wish there was no such thing as Almighty in the game.
No. When I had the personas that could use almighty attacks, I felt fucking good because I'm like, you can't dodge this shit.
You know what I found interesting?
What is?
You know the Akumara fight?
Yeah,
Where he makes you hungry?
Oh yeah, I fucking hated that shit.
When he uses the big burger attack.
Yeah.
And if you're hungry, it gives you health.
Yeah. That's dope.
I
right?
was like, what? Why'd I heal myself? All those times. I was so mad. And no one bothers to tell you.
See, it's the little things that make a game so good, man. Like those attentions to fucking detail. Holy shit. And it goes down to like just with how they animate like the fucking characters and their movement and stuff. Like Joker's base attack of like normal running looks fucking awesome.
Oh, dude.
It's
The
satisfying. As hell.
animation in that game is just
Like the gun, like the riot gun barrage that you get, like holy shit! When you get the drop on them and you just start firing and you start mashing the button,
Oh,
it
dude.
fucking feels good.
It feels great.
And I hate button mashing in game, just for the record, but that shit just it's fun to look at and participate in.
Everything, the style, everything is stylistic. Nothing was left out of the style. Nothing feels out of place in
Nah.
that game.
Persona 5 has got to be like one of the stylish games probably ever made. Even though it's like built with PS3 parts, it doesn't matter. That shit's ridiculously stylish.
It's not like graphically that intense anyway.
No, but like it doesn't have to be because of how much like fucking care and like how they make these people move and stuff. Like it's so good. It's so original. It's something you don't see in like anymore. Like fam, like the Avengers game that they're making that's gonna come out like either like next year.
Most games look like Call of Duty from Modern Warfare.
No, most games look like Sekiro. Third-person action games.
I'm saying like graphics wise.
Oh yeah.
No,
Well,
Sekiro is even different graphic wise.
Obviously the art style helps, but like fam, like just like those characters don't move like that. Like if you see the run up, like those military run ups and stuff and everything, that's why I like what's it called, action games that like are a little bit more unrealistic, or like fucking Devil May Cry and shit. Even though
Devil May Cry just I don't know how I feel about Devil May Cry's new art style, but
I preferred it like 4's art style better, but they had to make it on like the fucking Resident Evil 2 remake engine, so I'm sure that probably limited their art style capabilities. And
still a great game.
I will say this: Devil May Cry 5, looking realistic like that, I would have said that would have been horrible to look at. It wasn't. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a good refresher, but I hope for
it's
the
just
eventual.
Different.
Yeah,
it's just different.
It really is just different. I hope for 6 they go back to 3 and 4s and 1s and 2s.
It's basically a more anime-ish art style.
Yeah, it definitely is. But I mean, like, fam, you're going with like half demon people who have white hair.
You kind of have to.
Like, it kind of fits and stuff. Anyways, back to Persona 5. And I just like the fact of like you feel so much. The level ups you get in that game, it fucking makes such a massive difference. Enemies that could be giving you shit and like you could run into like those fucking big red burly enemies and like they could be giving you massive shit. But if you level up like once, maybe twice tops, they become like average enemies and it fucking feels so good to level up. You're like yes.
Every level up like feels like it's impacting you in some way, which a lot of RPGs don't do. Sometimes you level up for like 10 levels and feel like you ain't doing shit.
Even if the stats don't go up, because so many RPGs now are like based on like skills, not so much like your base stats.
Can we talk about the skills that each Persona has? I'm so mad that it's only 6. I want more. I want to have all the skills.
Is it 6? I thought it was 8.
Was it 8? 6? I can't remember. I think it is 8.
Yeah, it's 8. It's 8.
Yeah,
I know I had more than 6 tags.
But it's like, you gotta decide with those passive moves and real moves.
That's
so hard, dude.
That's why I don't mind it being at 8. Like, what's it called? Like that. Like I've never got understood like in Pokemon where you can't just like know all your moves. Like what? It doesn't fucking really change the game to me at all. Especially since Pokemon, you can literally just use one Pokemon for everything and beat the entire game. So who the fuck cares? But in Persona 5, you have to be way more strategic.
Strategy is really important.
What persona you use, what character party members you use, fucking is huge. And makes the difference between life and death and whether you win or lose.
Dude.
So, and
Can I tell you what I did? I had one SP item in the final boss.
What was it? Was it like the +2 joints that fucking
no,
nothing?
No, it was like plus 30% joint that would actually help me.
Did you forget about it or something?
I was trying to use it on Makoto so I can heal my party. I accidentally used it on Joker and he has a regen thing, so I was so fucking mad.
You didn't equip Joker with a healing persona?
I did.
Then why didn't you use his healing persona to heal the entire party?
Oh no, not that, not like that. It's like Joker was running out of SP too, and I needed Joker's SP to debuff the enemies because he's the only one who had.
Okay. Also, let's talk about this. Buffing and debuffing in Persona 5 is so important.
So important, dude. Oh,
fuck. Holy shit.
If you don't do it, you're just fucked in hard mode.
For sure. For sure. But even in like fucking normal mode, like on the first playthrough.
Normal mode yet.
Even normal, I'm never playing. What's it called? No Mercy or whatever.
Merciless.
Whatever that shit's called. I don't
I
even
like
want to
how
look
they
at
put that as DLC. Like
for free DLC day one. Hell yeah, but I'm probably never gonna play it.
You're like,
Uh,
fuck you. This game is hard enough
I
as
know,
it is.
right? It's already kind of fucking challenging trying to fight
I might play it on Merciless.
the fucking fighting the what's it called boss fucking what I'm
Okay,
looking for.
first of all, Okumura, almost impossible on hard mode.
I told you, dude. I told you before you gonna face that. Like, no, this is like low key, like gonna be like the hardest boss in the game. And you
I
were
feel
like,
that is the hardest boss in the game.
no, I would definitely say like the final boss is probably the hardest.
Final boss was once I leveled up a little bit.
See, exactly. You have to grind for him, dude. You have to be like, all right.
No, the final boss was not bad. Not as bad as Michael was.
No, Michael wasn't that bad. I had no problem with the
Once
four
you
lead
figure it
decks.
out, Michael's really easy. But if you attack the freaking two summons that he has, they keep healing him as soon as they drop below half health, and it's so annoying. I killed Michael 8 times in one battle.
Dude, that's crazy. Oh my god. But what's it called? Also, like the bosses aesthetically, I like the fact how different they all look.
Yes.
Like none of them are boring or anything. Like they're all memorable. From what's it called? Madarame. What's the fucking first guy's name? It's been so long. The gym teacher.
What's his name? K.
Is it?
I was about to say Kimimaro. That's Naruto.
No, I was gonna say Kaneshiro, but I don't think that's
It
right.
is Kaneshiro.
Is it Kaneshiro? I thought that
No,
was
wait,
the
no,
that's the
Kanashiro's
mob boss.
yeah. I don't remember.
Was it Kamoshida?
I think
it was Kamoshida.
Yeah,
Yeah. Kamoshida.
yeah.
If we're wrong, we're sorry. We're not real Persona fans, guys.
Even though I just played the game, I don't remember.
No, but like fucking, you probably beat Kaneshiro like 5 months ago, dude. Probably. It's a long. You spent 180 hours in there.
I've been playing this game for a year, guys. Since last March.
But didn't you reboot your playthrough? Or did you actually end up going from? Because you had like what's it called, like 40 hours logged at one point. You told me.
Yeah, and then I took like a 2-month break.
Yeah. Was
because
it
of what's his name? Mishida? No. The painting dude.
the painting? Oh, you're talking about
Fuck. Mishima? No,
that's the fucking confidant. Your classmate. That's too many fucking K's.
Fuck. Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Yusuke's fucking parent.
Yusuke's master or whatever. He fucking was kicking my ass. Because at that point, I didn't understand that I had to level grind. Because usually you can get past RPGs without really level grinding too much. I had to go back and level grind so much just to beat this man's.
No, I gotta admit, like, from everybody I've talked to who's beaten Persona 5, like, that guy is like a wall for some reason. He was also my wall for, like, I died, like, I think once, maybe twice to him. I didn't grind for him, but I eventually beat him, but, like, there's nobody I know who's beaten that guy, like, on the first try.
No. It's just because he's the first boss where you actually have to use some strategy. Because there's 4 paintings. One absorbs physical. The others absorb magic, so you have to be strategic with which one you hit, and you can't just hit them with all attack.
That's what makes the final boss a pain in the ass, by the way.
Yeah.
Holy shit! And you get fucking counter for that shit.
And he brings them back constantly.
Fucking oh
no, the sword in the final boss that like makes everything doubled.
Yeah, that fucking sucks.
You literally have to sit there and just do nothing because you can either just buff yourself. You can't even debuff him. He counts that as an attack too. Whoa, you are up my defenses now? Let me counterattack by taking all your SP away.
Now, I fucking hate Sainijima for that. And fuck Madarame's final boss. But I do like...
Madarame, you just said it.
No, I remembered I said it earlier. What's it called? But, like, holy shit, man. Those... The palaces themselves are already, like, fucking great dungeons to go through.
Well, I like the fact that they changed from, what's it, like randomly generated?
Yeah, procedurally generated dungeons.
I'm glad they went from that to just, like, a solid, just level design.
But I also enjoyed the fact that they kept that in the, what's it called?
Mementos.
Mementos, yeah. That I did appreciate.
But yeah,
Also, Memento's Final Palace is also pretty great.
That can go cut itself in the dick.
I forgot that you struggled there a little bit.
Dude, I struggle. Dude, the difficulty spike is so great between that and Shido's castle. What the fuck?
No, first of all, Shido's Palace was already kind of hard, especially when you got turned into mice. That was annoying as fuck.
That was so fucking annoying. But it was hilarious.
Oh.
I can't say that it wasn't funny the first time I turned into a mouse. I was like, what the fuck? Why? Who thought of this? How does this even correlate with the theme of the castle?
But yeah, I love what's it called? Gotta love all like the. Also, I usually most like RPGs have like summoning mechanics. I like the fact that Persona 5 doesn't. Like you can't summon like a god or anything to like help you and do like massive damage. Like that's common in like Final Fantasy and shit.
Yeah.
Or like, but I like the fact that it's just like you and like your team. Beat this enemy across from you.
I think the only complaint I have about Persona 5 is that
Gameplay?
Gameplay wise.
Just gameplay. We're sticking with gameplay. We're about to get to story.
That if Joker dies, your whole party dies.
No, I love that mechanic, especially since I'm not playing it right now.
I hate that mechanic so much. It's like, damn, I can't. You have to make sure Joker's alive. Dude, you feel kind of like a dick. It's like, yo, let me heal myself. Let me put my defense. I'm sorry. I know you have 2 health, but I have 435. I need to be 465 to survive this next attack.
If I'm not at full health, I won't make it. I'm definitely not gonna make it.
You need to just die. I'll revive you. It's okay.
No, what's fucked up is that your teammates will take like the final blow for you, and it's like, oh shit, you died for me.
I'm sorry.
Oh fuck! But it's like, yes, thank you for taking it. But I'm never like, oh no, you died for me. I'm like, hell yes, now I can attack him and murder the boss.
No, the worst is when they die for you. Just leave them dead for the battle because you don't feel like using your item.
No, I do that more than I'm willing to admit.
The whole gameplay just makes you feel like a dick.
Oh, but
you know, besides the fact at the end when you hoeing out, if you have been hoeing out the whole time.
Oh, if you went the harm route,
dude.
No, that's story. We'll say that'll be like post credits on our story thing. But I actually do enjoy that mechanic. The only time it's ever annoying is if like what's it called? If like Joker gets critical on like a super. What if I'm like weak to attack, and he does like a super. If he does a strong attack against me, I'm weak against.
And then they attack you again.
Oh no, it's not even that. I'll just get critical and died in one hit. Like oh,
those are the worst.
Man, everybody on my team is fully healed. Like y'all can do something.
Bring me back. Do something.
Come on.
Oh, that mechanic's so annoying, dude. Especially when everybody else is fine. I understand if like multiple people are like low on health or everybody gets wiped out. But goddamn, you all full health. Revive me. I've been reviving you this whole time.
All right. So now let's finally get to the story, and we're not gonna be jumping around for the story segment this time. We're gonna be going it by chapter, segment by segment, till we reach the final credits.
Okay.
The post credits. Anyway.
So I'm gonna say
let's give our overall opinion on the game. Well, no, we already give it on just the story.
Opinions on each palace.
Okay.
Like
here, I have a list of the palaces, and so we'll go back and forth on what you rate. What's it called? Each palace. So let's start with Kamoshida's. Out of there is technically considered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 including the Mementos like final thing. Okay. So out of 8, what would you rate Kamoshida's?
That was probably my least favorite castle.
Really? That was definitely one of my favorites. That's like number 4 for me. Why was that so low for you?
Okay, as a beginning, it's a great castle.
Yeah, it's such a striking visual. It's
good visually.
Great visual. Great.
It's just gameplay wise. It's the whole setup of the whole castle was just kind of bland to me.
Well, like
I understand it's the beginning, but compared
to the tutorial thing,
if we're like comparing it to the other castles. It's kind of like,
I don't know.
Even Madarame is like compared to the other castles, it's still kind of up there visually.
Yeah, Madarame is solid. No, what I like about it is like what's it called? Like I love how colorful like Kamoshida's palace is.
Oh, it's also that it's
Well,
kind
like
of strong for a beginning too. That's the Palace of Lust. So it's like some of the themes and like stuff were just kind of strong for like at the
I'm
beginning.
I'm an adult man. I can handle
I
I can
I, I
handle
understand that,
themes.
but like I'm like
Plus, by the way, that gets me intrigued into your story. Like your girl, like the girl just committed suicide or tried to. Let's let's get this shit rolling here. I'm like,
That gets
yes.
you off, huh?
No, it's not what gets me off, you fucking pervert. It's like gets with me interested in the story. Anyways, to me, Kamoshida's is like more like 4 for me. It's really strong beginning. I think it's a really good hook. The only you can apparently what's it called? It's Persona 5 is pretty fast into getting into you doing shit in the games. Persona games apparently this is the only game I played I've heard is have really slow beginnings.
No, Persona 4 had a slow beginning too.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. But like Persona 5, I'd say is pretty brisk.
Eh, it's better than most RPGs.
The only time I would say it's slow is when I got lost to get to school, and I was like, God damn, I feel you right now, dude.
No, finding anything in that fucking school is the most ridiculous thing.
No, I'm talking about on the first day to school when you like have to like ride the train. Fam, when I tell you like 20 minutes of my first playthrough was like finding the fucking terminal to get to, I was like, where the fuck do I go? I knew. Somebody directed me. Also,
honestly,
by the way,
that
Persona
actually feels
5
kind of realistic though. Like that's how I would be like in a new town.
by the way, Persona is not a game that really holds your hand. It'll tell you once for gameplay. It'll give you like fucking Morgana to tell you fucking things once, and you can check the menu for that shit if you want to hear it again.
Oh no, it's not even in the menu. Whenever they give you an objective, and it's like vague, but you don't know what it means.
That's the best because
like,
if you sleep on it, like you pause it, past like if you save the game, pause it and go back. Holy shit, where the fuck am I going?
Like I was playing Okumura's Castle. What the fuck? I was so confused. It said apparently I was supposed to find a waiter, but it didn't tell me where the fuck that waiter was. So I checked the restaurant where you would think the waiter would be, and he wasn't anywhere in there. And then I go back and he's there. I'm like, yo, what the hell? I went all around the castle like 6, 7 times. I wasted so much time and effort into that.
I got Kamoshida like as like I said, like a top 4. It's a really solid beginning. The only thing that really brings it down for me, it doesn't bring into the like at the lowest of the top half, is because like it's the tutorial castle. It's it's really annoying to going in and out on like a repeat playthrough. Like, fam, I already know how to like get Persona masks. I've already seen Ryuji's Awakening and Anne's Awakening and all this stuff. Like, it's really awesome on your first playthrough, but on the second playthrough, you notice like how like slow in comparison it is to the other castles. Because you can just every other castle pretty much you can go all the way through to the end, and you can just do the entire castle in one day. Obviously, like in like Madarame's, you get stopped halfway through, and have to go back to the real world and like talk to Yusuke and all that shit.
I think you do it in every single one. You can't do any castle in one playthrough.
No. What I mean by that is like you can get to like the last final save room kind of thing.
No.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
And like most of them, yeah, you can.
I think you have to go back at certain points in each castle.
Really? Well, I know you have to do it for what's it called?
You have to do it for Madarame.
Madarame,
you have to
for
do
sure.
it for Okumura. Yeah.
What do I have to go back for? Oh, what do I have to go back for Okumura?
You have to open up his like at the beginning, you go to Okumura's castle and you gotta go back for Haru and stuff.
Oh, well, like that's different though. Like I haven't really started exploring the palace.
I think you have to go back for a certain one, but I can't.
No, you have to go back for you have to go back. What's it called? One time for what's his name's
Nijima's? No,
Kanashiro's. But again, like that's at the beginning of the castle. Is what I mean. It's like you haven't like started or anything like yet. Like, what's it called? Madarame's is like the most like that because it's literally halfway through the palace. But like, fam, like I've gone through the front door and then like, what's it called? Kanashiro just and his goons ambush me and I have to fight my way out and then Makoto awakens. And then we have to get out. Like technically, yeah, you have to do it for every time like one of your like people like awaken.
Mm-hmm.
But like you're never more than like 2 feet into the castle. You haven't really explored it. That's what I mean.
You have to do it for Futaba's castle too. Yeah, you have
Oh
to
yeah.
go back and like get her to open the door
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
keep going.
Wasn't that though for the very beginning
No,
when you have to figure out like her name or whatever? Not her
no.
name, but like what's it called? Like when she's at like the when she sends like a ball of death for you or something, and it kind of ruins like the first beginning of the pyramid.
Futaba's castle was really long.
Yeah, Futaba's
It's
palace is
probably
one
the
of the longer
longest
ones.
castle, longest palace.
Great final boss theme in her castle against her mom.
That was a geek, honestly.
River-
That shit looked hilarious. You can't just throw a person's face on a.
It's a sphinx, dude. Do you not understand the I was gonna say symmetry, the symbolism.
Yeah, I understood it, but it was like.
All right, let's move on to the next palace already. You've got what's it called? Kamoshida's last.
Yeah.
I have it fourth. Madarame's.
I would put Madarame's third.
How about Madarame's? Let me go through these palaces.
Wait, no, I have him like fourth or fifth, something like that. Yeah, four. Yeah, I have Madarame as fourth.
I'll put him
Just
as.
style, because of the style of that place, it was great.
I'm looking through these. I'll put Madarame at third. I like Madarame's palace. I like the design of it.
The design was beautiful. Honestly, everything in that place was just good looking. Even the boss looked cool.
Oh yeah, with him the paintings and
the
shit.
paintings and
Well, like even then, like even though he was like looked a little bit ridiculous, like fam, like that's what I love about Persona and its uniqueness. Like fam, who uses like you know what we're gonna make a dungeon like the design of it a museum. Like that's so unique and dope. I can't remember like the last time a dungeon was modeled off something that cool. And it's not even like what's it called? Museums are cool, but like they made it cool by making it like so memorable and great.
and dude, that part where you're like teleporting through the doors,
Mm-hmm.
that was cool.
Like going into the paintings and stuff,
yeah.
and in and out, figuring that shit out. Awesome puzzles.
First of all, confusing as fuck.
Oh yeah. It took me a minute to get it together, but it was.
Oh, by the way, the puzzles in Persona 5, none of them you hate. You don't hate the puzzles in Persona 5. You kind of just enjoy them a little bit. They get annoying sometimes, but you don't ever hate them.
Well, they're never intrusive, is what I find.
Yeah.
What's it called? Like for a perfect example, like when you're putting together like Futaba, whatever like memories Futaba has, and like you have to mix them and match them.
Futaba's is the worst puzzles in the game.
I didn't even mind that. It's pretty basic until you get to the last one. I'm not gonna lie. The last one is you're gonna be like, how the fuck do I put this shit together? It's gonna take you like 3 to 5 minutes, but it's not gonna. You're not gonna be like, how do I do this after an hour or some shit like that.
I feel like the puzzles also involved like getting to there in the first place.
No,
that was really annoying.
That's because like that shit takes like such a long time, and then like if you put it down, you're like, do I remember where to go?
Oh wait, Kaneshira's castle was one of the most annoying because of the fucking security cameras. I kept running into those bitches because you can't see them.
You can use your fucking hidden eye ability, and it shows you like their fucking range.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've rarely used that.
Dude, I use that all the time to get like fucking like the spare like the junk stuff that you can get.
The game kind of scares you out of using it.
How? There's no consequence for you having that on the entire time.
No,
it's like detective mode.
No, Morgana says they detect you faster.
Fam, I'm not scared of enemies. Come find me. Also, I can outrun all of you.
Dude, I am. You didn't play that game on hard, dude.
I did on my second playthrough.
Yeah, with all your shit already unlocked.
I only had money and... Yeah, all you get is like money and some items. And some like confidant abilities.
And all the personas you've unlocked.
No, you have to buy those.
Yeah, you can buy those with your money.
But anyway, man, like getting what's it called? It's you can't do a new game plus with your like Sentinel and stuff at, like off rip or like some of the strongest personas. Like you can't just plow through dungeons.
Fuck you!
And
I'm going.
And you can't.
I'm going to New Game Plus.
And you
with
can't
fucking
even
Michael and destroying everybody.
You can't because you don't have the SP for it.
Oh yeah, right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, see, even Persona 5, it's that smart, dude. It's like, no, we're not letting you plow through it, stuff like that.
Fine, I'll just get Gabriel and just like attack people.
No, because even then, you don't have the health to do like a lot of those moves. Remember, you don't have that much health at the beginning.
How much health do you have at the beginning?
I think you only start with like, what is it? Don't you only start with like 100?
Damn.
Because I remember at the end of the game at level 99, I had like 400 plus.
Yeah, I had almost 500.
But what's it called? Anyway, man, like you can like don't get me wrong, you can make it super easy by like getting like personas like 20 to 30 levels higher than you already are. I'd
Especially
always
since
care.
you get the strength. I have the strength persona, so
Well, that's already maxed out. Again, once you've already maxed that out, you can literally just buy it again, give it to him. But also remember, you're also locked between certain points of the story mode. For Igor, like even though you maxed him out, you have to start all the way back from level 1, so you can only start with 6 personas.
that is true.
So yeah, it's a little bit balanced. Like don't get me wrong, you can still easily break the game, and it's not like that hard, much harder. But like if you like keep it a little bit of difficulty with it, it's pretty fun.
I feel like you can literally break the game if you get the right personas and give them the right nullifications.
You can't do that though on the first playthrough.
Yeah.
Also, you can't get the best persona in the game on the first playthrough.
Who's the best persona in the game?
Sentinel is by far. I don't care what anybody says. He's like null to everything or resist everything except
Sentinel? Who's
it. He's what's it called? He's do you remember the final the persona that comes at the very end of the game?
Yeah.
That you get that's the bet you can make that persona.
You make that persona?
Yeah, he's ridiculously
What kind
good.
of arcane is he?
Full.
Of course.
Mhm. And what's it called? He resists like everything except like 2 things, and I think he drains / null to one to the last 2. He's ridiculously good. He's the persona if you want to use to try to beat the super boss of the twins. Who
Why do you have to fight the twins?
it's a trophy.
Why do you have to fight them though? Like story wise.
Story wise, it's so they can like get back some of their memories, and you do technically you do it in game reason. Like what's it called? The one of the wardens agrees to tell you something embarrassing about them. And that's pretty much why it's done. But I did it just because I wanted to beat them, and holy shit, that's easily the hardest boss I've faced in a long time. I don't know how many deaths, people. I don't know how many deaths.
Dude, when you have to fight them in story mode and it just says you can't move, I was like, oh, God bless, I don't have to fight these bitches. They were using moves way above my level.
Oh my gosh, man! Like, it's nuts. Anyway, we're getting off topic here. Let's get back to palaces.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll move on to the next one.
What was after Kaneshiro?
After Kaneshiro.
No, we were at Kaneshiro.
Are we done with him?
Yeah, we just did Madarame's.
Madarame. What's it called? He is what's it called? I don't like it. I will say this: he's my least favorite boss, just aesthetically. He's just a purple fly on a piggy bank. I thought that was pretty boring. And not boring, but like I just thought that was the most ununique boss into all the other Persona bosses.
I feel like Kaneshiro was kind of lasting boss, but
also I think Kaneshiro is the
castle
easiest boss besides Kamoshida.
he is the easiest. No, I think he is the easiest boss.
I think so. Well the only reason is just because they give you so much direction on how to beat Kamoshida.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, okay, whatever. But his castle was actually one of the most interesting that I played.
I'd say that. That's kind of why Kaneshiro doesn't rank higher for me, is because great castle, kind of weak final boss.
Yeah.
Let's go to Futaba's.
That shit gave me dread, dude. First, it was really long.
I will say right now, I think Futaba's has the best Rivers of the Desert is one of the most iconic things I've heard, but the actual palettes of itself, I don't find very fun. It's really draining to go through, especially if you do it all at once. Holy shit, like I did on my fucking
Okay, first of all,
New Game Plus.
The Onubuses. Fuck those niggas.
I don't even mind, like, oh dude, you have to grind those if you want to get the what's it called, Immortal lockpick too.
Yeah.
I told you to do that.
There's other ways to get it, though.
Yeah, you can get it in Mementos, but like it's easiest to get it in Futaba's Palace.
I feel like it's easiest to do it in Mementos.
Oh, so
after you pass the Paso and you've like leveled up enough to destroy him.
Mm-hmm.
Go to that section of Mementos where you can just find them a lot.
Also, what's it called? When you've done like when you already know what all these people are weak against and you carry them in like your Persona like decks, you're pretty much set against Anubis.
But he's not weak against anything.
Isn't he weak against something?
No,
Oh,
that's what makes him so hard.
that's when he was weak against something.
He's not weak.
Overpower him, guys. You can do it. I gotta put Futaba as probably like 7th.
Yeah, she's probably no.
7th for me.
Yeah, hers is probably 7. Even though aesthetically, it's probably like number 1 or number 2, but overall castle wise, it's number 7.
I would. All right, let's go to Akumura's.
Oh my god.
So wait, let's review what we have so far. We are 3 palaces in, and we are 4 palaces in, and I've put ranked 4, 3. Did we rank Kanashiro's?
No, we didn't. Actually, I would probably put Kanashiro.
No, I thought we did.
No, we didn't. We just glanced over it.
Okay. What do we put Kanashiro? Because okay, I put Futaba as 7, so I've got 7, 3, and 4 locked up.
Kanashiro at 6.
Yeah, Kanashiro at 6 seems pretty safe.
Futaba's final boss is better than Kanashiro's, but Kanashiro's castle is
it's just so much shorter, and I like the bank aesthetic more than the desert aesthetic.
I actually like the desert aesthetic more, but Kanashiro's castle is just a lot more fun to play.
Oh yeah, it's just more compact and everything.
Yeah, and okay, one thing I hate about Persona 5 is when you're trying to be stealthy and trying to sneak around people, the enemies, instead of doing their route, will just stay in a short little route in front of you, waiting to get ambushed.
Yeah, it's easy to they make it easy to. You can't be once you're in cover, you can't be seen.
Yeah, but I don't want to fight them. I want them to keep going their route so I can sneak past them.
They'll eventually leave.
They don't.
Yes, they do.
Dude,
they eventually leave.
No.
It might be a lower probability for you on hard mode. Get the smoke bombs out, bitch.
Dude, I waited for like a solid 15 minutes for this bitch to leave because he was going red and I knew who it was. I was like, I don't want to fight you. You're too hard.
Oh my god.
You have no weaknesses.
Kanashiro at 6. Alright, so I got Kanashiro at 6.
Same.
Okay, so I've got, what's it called? Futaba at 7, Kanashiro 6, Madarame 3, and Kamoshida 4.
I got Kamoshida at 8, Futaba at 7, Kanashiro at 6.
Madarame you put at 4. Yeah, so, okay. Now let's go to a controversial palace, I'd say. Akumura's. I'd call this is the wall part of the game. This is where the game's like, we're not fucking around anymore.
The difficulty spike is ridiculous.
That final boss, holy shit. First of all, the fact that you can, like, die before you even reach the final boss is crazy. Because you got that chase to get to him, because he hides in his UFO.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
There's an ending where you can just die, and like, if that's on the last day, boom, you just got like one of the bad endings of where you last it, and they're gonna like coot you back either at the beginning or like 3 days before. So it's pretty rough, but like, it's not too. Also, what's it called? Okumura has those like fucking teleporting shits. To me, that's the worst puzzle. Is when you're on the last segment trying to get those teleport puzzles to work.
The teleport puzzles.
Remember?
Oh, man.
That's way worse than Futaba for me, dude. And to be honest, those were really fun until the very last one. I'm like, fuck, how do I do this shit? That was the one time where I was like, I was 15
struggle
minutes.
with that at all.
Oh, fuck you, dude. That took a while. Even on my New Game Plus, I was like, how do I do this again? Holy shit. And I think it took
I'm not gonna lie, it did take me a little bit.
I think it took me longer on my New Game Plus than I did on my normal one. Because I remember my normal one, I was like, oh, that was a puzzle. And then the second one, I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? That's the introduction of...
I mean, I think the castle overall was great.
Oh, yeah. That's a...
It's just the final boss. Yeah, he can't do that. You can't do that as a final boss. Have multiple people before they even fight you.
Oh, with the dude, the swarming thing. Holy shit! On my first playthrough, when they come out with you in like waves,
dude, I almost lost the time I won because I didn't realize I had to attack him because I was too busy celebrating.
Dude, what's it called? I'm not gonna lie. Literally on Persona 5 on my New Game Plus.
The fact that it's the only boss that's timed. Why?
I didn't have any problem with that on my normal run. I actually did die one time on my New Game Plus one because I was like, I was so close to. I was like, oh shit, hurry up and die faster. The fucking big machine, let me attack him. Ran out of time. On the final attack too. It was.
Dude, in hard mode, you are not beating him until the last minute. You're using all that time on hard.
They're making it suspenseful, man.
Dude, I beat him with 30 seconds left. I was like, bro, what the goddamn hell?
No, I'm not gonna lie. That thing was definitely difficult. But I love that palace, dude.
Dude, that palace was so good.
I loved it so much more on my second playthrough though than the first playthrough. Because first playthrough I was kind of under leveled at that point in the game, and fighting those really big green robots. Holy shit!
They have a lot of help.
They are fucking tanks. And not just that, when you go to like I forget what part, but when you verse that like onslaught of machines,
you have to remember
like where the waves,
weaknesses.
the wave of like red robots, different robots that come in. I was like, fucking stop! Like I beat you. Like I'm
okay.
You're you're draining my SP. I don't have any SP items.
First of all, at that point in the game, if you haven't done Sojiro, and you don't have any SP items,
you're fucked. You're fucked. Yeah. By the way, Sojiro is already a pain in the ass because one of his confidant, like I can't remember if it's from like 2 to 3 or from like 3 to 4. Holy shit, it's like a fucking mountain. Like you have to spend so much time with this fucking asshole. And God forbid you're like me who didn't realize that if you don't equip the right confidant with your confidant ability to make it faster, you just thought you had to.
It took me forever to figure out.
No, like here's my thing. I thought I was good because I had his confidant in like my stable and everything. Like it was.
No, you have to.
You have to use it. I'm like, fuck off. All these days wasted. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Persona 5 makes me. I'm better at managing time management in Persona than I am in my real life. Man.
Probably, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Persona 5 is like. I really enjoy the off days. I think I enjoy that a little bit too much. I think I enjoy it more than the actual gameplay, dude. Honestly.
Oh, confidanting?
Yeah. How do they make a side quest more fun than the main game?
It's because like learning about all these people, like, because these are fun characters and stuff.
They did a nice job writing the characters' backstories and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely agree with that.
I mean, I think the worst confidant to actually level up is probably the Sun one because he's just so boring, but he's needed.
Well, as a guy who's done all the confidants, I would probably have to say like everybody has like something like. There's no one who's just like fucking like, yo, I want to be a better fisherman. I have nothing to my character other than I want to be a better fisherman. Like everybody has something like tragic they're going through and stuff.
Every character's really deep and has a lot of character arcs in their story.
Everybody has like purpose in that kind of, I would say, because like you can't really expound on like Yoshida, like the Sun Confidant, or like Hifumi or anything.
It's
like
just that
you get their backstory of like why like this is something happening to them and how it connects to you and like the main story, and that's enough because these are essentially like NPCs and stuff.
Yeah, but
they aren't party members or anything.
Compared to everybody else, even is it Eva? Not Eva.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Oya, right?
Yeah, the girl.
Oh yeah, but she's looking on like the thing is, I wouldn't mind Oya's story like at all if her fucking confidant ability was so fucking worthless. Holy shit.
Okay, first of all,
because like she's looking into like a story and stuff that got like her friend like I think criminal like psychologically insane, like clinically insane.
I didn't get that far with her
and stuff.
Her story was interesting though. I'm like, I want to do her, but I don't want to waste time on her.
I would just say that Oya as a whole as a character though, I don't really enjoy. Like her personality.
Her personality is kind of trash, but
it's fucking...
her story's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd probably have to say my least favorite confidant would have to be it's fucking. Honestly, I think probably the worst confidant is probably Ryuji. Ryuji's is kind of like the most basic out of all of them.
I hate Ryuji's character. Out of all the characters,
we'll talk about that in the story.
Okay, back to the castles.
So where do we put this one?
I put Akumura as number 2.
I was actually about to say that. I'm putting Akumura at number 2. Yeah, I already have my number 1.
His castle was great.
His castle was really good. I probably would have put it at like 5 on my first playthrough, but after the second one, Okumura's is really good. It's really fun to go through, especially like just plowing through that thing. It's got such a great flow to it. If you can like get through the fucking hurdles on that they expect you to take so much time on, you can just ease through it. It's just like it feels great.
It came real close to being number 1 though.
No.
It came real close.
Not to me. Not to me.
To me, it came close.
Not to me. Not to me.
But
There's a clear gap on what's number 1, and I think we both know what number 1 is. If as a matter of fact, I think it's next. Nijima's Palace, number 1.
It's so
number
good.
1. Casino aesthetic. There better be another one.
Good.
There
It's
better be
so
another one.
good.
Put it
Oh
in
my
6.
God,
Put it in now. Holy
Dude, that
shit.
casino aesthetic was so great.
The aesthetic, the fucking music, the boss, the roulette table.
The puzzles were good.
Holy the party member dynamics, everything coalesced into a perfect dungeon.
Akechi. Akechi.
Yeah.
He was so good. Why?
Akechi's. You know, you can buy like a weapon for him, and like in the what's it called?
Yes,
Right
I
before the
know.
final-
I bought him the strongest weapon. I wasted that money.
You idiot! You can sell it back.
I needed him.
You didn't need Akechi. He was great. First of all, he was just great to have, man. I'm not gonna lie. First of all, the moment I got Akechi into my party, I'm equipping him.
Dude, if Akechi's anything to compare, it's like Naruto reuniting with Sasuke and fighting together with him in the blast battle. That's how it felt like fighting with Akechi. He was so great. He was everything you needed.
I just like the fact that he was so fucking useful. I'm like, thank you. I can now ditch these fucking curse and what's the other one called? Curse and Bless, yeah, curse and bless fucking personas. Especially since at that point in the game they're not that good. I think. But like they get really good towards like the end game. That's when like those are the best personas, have like the blessing curse attacks. And
okay, first of all, the divine deity attack is one of the best attacks I've ever seen, dude.
Oh, you're talking about for
the halving the health. I was like, oh my god, bless your soul. When I got that, I was using it on every single enemy. I'm like, I don't care how much SP it uses, just do it. He has no weaknesses.
Oh yeah, he doesn't. Oh, that's so fucking Robin Hood is so good, man. Holy shit! And then you realize later that he's been holding out on you this entire time. What an asshole.
By far, Nijima's castle was probably the best part of the story, honestly, in my opinion.
First of all, I think Nijima's palace is what prevented the game from having such a slow beginning. Because if you think about that, if you take away the aspect of like the narrative where they start you at the second to last palace, and they just put you in from like your day one starting school and like all that shit,
that'd be kind of boring.
I think it would have felt really slow. But the fact of like you see like your character doing all this fucking cool cutscene shit. Also, it has the best cutscenes. I will say the best cutscenes.
It has the best part of the story too, plot wise. That was pretty fucking solid.
No, I like the ending plots. I like the ending plots.
The ending plots are good, but Nijima's
my problem with Nijima's stuff is like, and we'll get on this when we talk to R, and this is more stuff that they can expound upon. They never reveal. They hint at it of what it could be, but they never show what Nijima's treasure is. And they actually note on that in the fucking like when he's at the jail. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I didn't remember. I was like, what the fuck was her treasure?
Yeah, that's exactly what my question was. What was her treasure? Oh, they didn't show it. And then like what's it called? Makoto actually has a line. You probably don't pay attention to it when you go get her palace the first time. They mention it's a police law like a guideline book or law book, pretty much. But we have no idea what it is. So I guess that can be something for R that they reveal or whatever. But like yeah, man, like the what's it called? The maze. The only part that I think I could have disliked, and I would have only disliked it because I would have died, but I did it on my first try, both times, was the fucking
Dark maze.
the Colosseum.
The Colosseum?
Yeah, where you go like, 1-on-1 against these enemies.
That was nothing to me because I had the repel.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that's because you kept using repel with the physical shit.
Yeah, I broke the game at that point. And they had to check my ass by getting me and nothing but bless attacks.
I told you you're gonna fucking regret that shit, man.
Okay, up until Nijima's castle, I was doing great. So fuck you.
Yeah, and then how those like last couple bosses end up for you?
I had to level grind.
Took you a long time. You were not. You really shouldn't be level grinding in Persona that much.
Okay, well, actually, they
Well,
actually.
to be fair, you played it on hard, so like, unless you want to like wait for your luck to kick in for your enemy to do something stupid, you might want to level grind, guys.
Okay, I didn't actually beat Shido.
How did you not? What do you mean you didn't beat Cheeto?
He killed himself.
Oh, reflect.
I, there was no way he did 1,500 damage to himself, and I was like, oh my god, God bless him.
What's it called? What do you think of Nijima's final design when she comes into that grotesque monster?
I did not like it.
Yeah, that was my only like a very small issue with it. I
Dude,
did
her
not.
whole boss fight was really good.
The
though.
problem I had with it is that she looked like a normal like enemy.
Yeah.
And like that felt off to me. She should have like that to me. It looked like they kind of ran out of time with that.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't stop it, obviously, from it being the best palace in the game. It's such a strong opening tutorial where it indicates that one of these people that you've been befriending this entire time is a traitor. And then it's like,
drama.
and then yeah, and then you find out it's exactly who it pretty much easily is gonna be. It's kind of not that big of a shocker.
I mean, I always thought it was really off where they gave you a choice to be nice to Akeshi or like mean to him. It's like get out of here, or like, oh hi, nice to meet you. It's
Well,
like, whoa, those are total opposites.
To be fair though, like he is talking shit about the Phantom Thieves 90% of the game he's in.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's a nice person. He's like
when he's not talking.
He's a likable character. That's it.
I enjoy his character, and I would say he can be likable, but like my problem is like you can kind of tell like from very early on like that.
I mean, you can
he's
tell
not this polite. There's no way he's this polite.
No one's that nice, but
and like fam, you're a high school detective. Get the fuck out of here. What? I don't know if that's a real thing in Japan, but I don't buy it.
I was confused because he was talking to Nijima like they're buddies, and I'm like,
yeah, like we're equals.
How long have you been doing this?
Yeah,
and then they
like,
tell you that he's a high schooler.
You're my age.
I'm like, there's no way.
Nah, there's something off. And then he reveals why it was off, and then I was like, God damn, Akechi, you fucking monster.
Fuck you, Akechi. I needed you.
I'm not gonna lie, I was fucking sad when he died. But we'll talk about that in the story. That we agreed that Nijima's is by far.
I really hope in R they give you a choice to like save him or not.
Well, we'll talk about that in R, but I don't think it's gonna be so much of a choice. Well, they'll give you an option. No, we'll leave it for R. We'll leave it for R. We'll leave it for R when we talk about R.
Okay.
Shido's Palace. Alright, let's break it down since we're on the last two. What have we gotten? I have, what's it called? I've done 7, 6, 4,
just
3,
name your class.
2.
Just name yours from the.
All I have is 8 and 5 left.
I think all I have is 3 and 4 left.
No, you gave what's it called?
Oh wait, I have 3 and 5 left.
So I have 8 and 5.
I gave 5.
I think I might have to reorder this because well, no, actually, I think this is kind of fair. I think I might give what's it called? I think I might have to give Shido's last. I think I might.
Shido's last?
I think so. It doesn't feel right, but I also don't want. I don't want to give Mementos last.
I'm giving Mementos last.
You already gave.
It's going back. Nice. I'm giving Mementos a 4. It was a pretty good palace.
No, Mementos was good. It just wasn't as like. The problem is it followed Nijima's, and it wasn't as good.
Overall, Mementos was a good palette. It was just I had a hard time getting to it because I did not finish Mementos.
I'm gonna change Kanashiro's to last, guys. I'm making this sub. Kanashiro last. What did I put Kanashiro as? I put Kanashiro's as 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm putting Kanashiro's at last. I'll put Shido's at 6, and then I'll put Mementos at 5. We're gonna talk about both of them at the same time because they kind of overlap into each other.
Yeah.
So what are you putting as? You had 3 and 5 left, right? Which one gets each 3?
I think.
No, you already used 3, didn't you?
No.
I thought. Okay, 3 and 5.
So I had Kamoshida as
last.
Futaba 7.
Yeah.
Had Kanashiro at 6.
Okay.
Though I might want to switch Kanashiro and Futaba.
Between hold it for there. It doesn't really matter.
I'll hold it. It doesn't matter. I had 5 free. I have Madarame as 4.
Mm-hmm.
I had 3rd free.
Okumura. No, Okumura's 2.
Kumura is number 2, and Nijima's number 1.
Okay. So you have 3 and 5 left.
I'm putting Mementos down as number 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually...
Oh, yeah, you hated Mementos. It kicked your ass.
It did kick my ass. It just leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. And the fact that the goblet fucking trolled me.
At the end? Oh, dude. Well, let's start with Shido. Shido's is, I think, probably the longest palace in the game. And it fucking feels like it. Holy shit.
The
It's
mouse
long.
part doesn't help, but I actually enjoyed the mice.
No, I enjoyed the palace as a whole, and that's why I moved it to 6 instead of it being last. It didn't feel right to put Shido's at last. Shido's feels very climactic, but it feels very segmented to me. More than any other palace.
I feel like the game could have ended after that if you really wanted.
No, it definitely could have, but I love the fact that it kept going.
Yeah, I'm
I didn't
really
want it to
glad it
end.
did. I'm really
I didn't
glad
want it to
did.
end.
It felt like kind of like it didn't feel climactic enough.
Well, no, my thing is like, it would have felt almost odd to me if it like ended there, because like they make this big like idea of like, wow, you and Shido are so connected, and then they're like, all right, well, people realize that Shido's bad, and now this, and well, what do we do now? And like, well, I don't know, it's just chaos, and then credits. That wouldn't have sat well with me.
Can we talk about Igor?
Igor?
Igor.
I love Igor.
And how they changed his fucking voice actor.
First of all, his voice actor died in Japan.
Duh.
That's why they changed his voice actor.
Well, yeah.
But they made that into a story point.
Yeah.
And that's like a cultural thing. If like you're like really important to like a certain character's voice, they'll just like unless you're unless extremely integral to like a story's like characters and stuff, which Igor is. He's in every Persona game.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna. They'll just like put the character away. But I love what they did with Igor. Igor's great.
Dude, that was such a nice attention to detail, honestly.
With the fact that he doesn't do executions, the fact that he's a different voice means he's actually not Igor. It's a great plot twist.
Mm-hmm. You don't notice it. It's like it fits.
But anyway, let's go back to Shido. First of all, I would say that I didn't like the fact that it's segmented, but we have to give a special shout out to the fact that of Shido's Akechi fight. That was great. That hurt the first time. Second time, it felt a lot better.
Still hurts.
No, I was talking about the fact that I died on my first attempt.
Oh, well.
Yeah, not the fact that Akechi died. I hate the fact that like I died to it, and I was like, how the fuck do I beat this? Like, this shit looks impossible. And they're like, it's actually one of the easiest bosses in the game. I'm like, fuck you.
Okay, first of all.
I found it pretty easy on my second playthrough, but still.
Okay, first of all. You were going through emotions. The feels were clouding our judgment.
No, I wanted to kill Akechi. He's trying to murder me. Well, here's my thing, right? I'm like, Akechi, just come to our side, and like, you're trying to kill your stepdad here. No, your real dad, excuse me. But like, come on, we can do this together.
Come on, we already killed Haru's.
Word.
No, Haru's line when you're beating him is the funniest shit.
No, it's like, I will never forgive you.
I would never forgive you for killing my father, but. And then she says something nice, and I'm like, yo, how can you be that nice? He killed your father in cold blood.
Haru is an angel, okay? I won't hear any bad things about her. That was weird.
That was just so funny to me.
You could tell like they didn't fucking plan that shit out enough.
Okay, can you imagine being the person in the squad just like going, they're like, we forgive you. Wait, I don't forgive him. The fuck?
No, and she even says that like, I don't forgive you, but you should make amends for your crimes or something like that. No, it isn't even that, because that would have been better. It's something weird. I forget what her actual line is, but
I'm sorry, I was just too busy geeking at the first part of that line.
Also, like, how are we inviting him into the group? Like, he killed one of our members' dads. And framed us for it. Like, that's part of the point where, like, Persona does a pretty good job of balancing, like, it's a comedy and a little bit of, like, goofiness with, like, being serious and straight. That was not one of the better moments.
I don't know. That was just hilarious.
But see, like that they have that, and then they have him literally getting like murdered by him, actually his self, and
I wish they had a little cutscene with Haru just smiling in the background.
also like what's it called? I like the fact of like Ketchy's like his confidant level up things, like the fact that like when I'm like hearing this final play, I don't think I should be hearing like, oh, let Max confidant. I reached the true like, Ketchy's understand, like that should have been done better. When I hear a Ketchy dying, I shouldn't be like, ooh, I leveled up my Justice confidant to max 10. That shouldn't have happened.
Okay, first of all, that's hilarious.
That should have happened after the final boss of Akechi, where he's like, I see where you guys are coming from. Maybe I could have done it a better way.
Or it's like, good, he's dead. He's level up.
They don't reference confident level ups in the game.
Can we talk about Morgano?
We'll talk about that when we get to the story.
But I'm okay. Let's talk about Shido's boss fight.
I think it's by far with the exception of the super boss of what's it called? Of what are their names? Justine and Caroline. The longest boss in the game.
By far.
That
yeah, hour and a half to beat him.
It will take you at least an hour to beat Shido. And Shido's fucking annoying because his first two phases, he will either be null to physical or
null
to magic. And it's a fucking pain in the ass.
And then I think he's the first one who just has straight out almighty attacks on the Gecko.
Like from phase 1?
Yeah.
I don't think he does almighty attacks on phase 1.
No, like I think he's the first of all who does almighty attacks like in his moveset instead of just having it as his ultimate move.
I don't remember that, but I'll take your word for it since you just beat it relatively recently.
Nijima didn't really have almighty attacks.
Well, that's because Nijima had like the roulette gimmick.
Yeah. And then Okumura's only almighty attack was the Big Bang attack.
Yeah.
Which you could absorb if you were hungry.
Yeah, but you probably weren't hungry. You probably just died a lot.
Yeah, so he was the first boss where he was just using almighty attacks and there was nothing really you can do besides up your defense to...
Well, that's all you can do when you reach like an almighty attack. All you have to do is just raise your defense and guard.
Yeah. And it didn't help that he had 4 phases? 4 phases?
His fourth phase is the easiest, but to me his third... Okay, no. The worst phase to me is his first phase with the no physical. That shit takes forever. But to me, a close second would have to be his third phase. Because that
when
shit...
he's that pyramid?
No. The second phase when he's null to magic, that's easy. I beat him real quick like that one.
Okay, wait. He has one... Okay, so he has a phase where he's on the ground, where he's null to physical. And then he has a phase where he's in the sky, where he's null to magic. And then
first
he has
one
a
to me is
phase
the worst.
after that where he's a pyramid.
No, I thought he was just regular buff at that point.
No.
And then he goes Majin Buu buff at phase 4.
No. Okay, I guess he has 5 phases then. Because after the no magic thing, he becomes vulnerable to everything except his attacks are stronger now. And he's
a pyramid? I thought that was phase 2.
No. He goes from on the ground to in the air to pyramid to buff to super buff.
Okay. Phase 4 then, where he's just buff, to me is the most likely. If you haven't died at phase 1, that's when you're gonna die.
Yeah, you're gonna fucking die there.
Because he starts hitting, and he can attack twice now in a row.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous.
And that's a fucking pain in the ass, dude. Because if he does a multi-hit attack that connects twice, you might have just lost. And now, guess what? You're probably like 50 minutes into like 50 minutes into this boss fight. Guess who's got to start all the way back over?
It's really demoralizing. It kind of makes you want to not keep playing.
But that's the thing where it's got you. It's like, am I gonna really let all of Japan be under his control? No, I got to do it again.
Maybe.
No.
I don't have an hour to spare.
Let me YouTube it.
But yeah. But once you beat, Shido is probably one of the most satisfying bosses to beat.
When he gets like all groveling like that. Also, I do like the fact that like even like when like the effort they do to kill you at the end. like where they like flesh you out.
Mhm.
Cause I thought that was a cool callback to the fact of like the palace collapsing and everything,
Mhm.
but also just because of what's it called like, yeah, this guy's like a real piece of shit. Like he's trying to
Murder you with him.
like even after he's reformed, he's like, yo, I'm gonna like take this shit that'll like possibly kill me. It stops my fucking heart. If you can't restop it, I'm dead. But guess what? So are those kids.
I'm gonna take y'all down with me.
And it's like, Jesus Christ. All right.
No, but what's hilarious to me is Ryuji at the end of that.
That was weird.
First
That was
of
when
all,
I was. First of all, I
that's
was.
the character I care about the least. So I was like, eh.
My thing was like, oh wow, are they actually gonna kill Ryuji?
I was like, please.
That was. When, like,
That's
when
really
it went on for
dark.
when it went for like 2 minutes, I was like, dang man, like that was really. I can't believe they went there, and it's like, dang. I kind of feel bad for being like, not really liking Ryuji very much during the story, and you know, he just gave his life to save all these friends that he's made, and then it's like, no, I was cool the entire time. Actually, I was in a different bush. And I was like, wait, what? Because my thing was like, I went for like a minute and a half straight where I'm like, he didn't die.
Yeah.
He didn't die.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to see you. I have to see the corpse nowadays. You can't cut. If you cut, I'm like, no, he isn't really dead then.
Got blown up? Nope. Where's the pits? Where are the bits and pieces? I gotta see it.
Where is the body?
I gotta see it.
Nope.
I don't trust plots no more.
Nope.
Everyone's too much of a
you're not
bitch
gonna
to
get-
kill anybody.
And then
anymore.
it keeps going on for like 2 minutes, and then I was like, dang, I guess he's just dead. And then I was like,
They
fuck.
got me when they started playing the sad music. I'm like, oh, they for real.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're like, because that goes on for a minute, and I'm like, oh shit, like I guess I gotta, fuck, Ryuji's dead, and then he just bursts out, and I'm like, man, give me my grief back. This is why I hated you the most.
See, that just made me hate Ryuji so much more. I'm like, not only are you the most annoying character in this game, you also had the audacity to fake your death.
Well, he didn't do it on purpose, to be fair to him, or anything like that. Oh, well, I guess after we finish, what's it called, talking about, I guess we can leave the final dungeon for the end of the story because I think it works out better that way. But before we begin about the story, let's rank the party members, as in like which ones are our favorite, least favorite. We don't have to do numbers for this time. Let's just talk about the ones that we liked and didn't like. Because there's like 8, right?
Honestly, I
Well,
liked all the party members.
Okay, I want to start with Joker as a character. I really wish they would have used him more. I hope to God that they do that, or it looks like he has way more dialogue. I hope that what they introduce isn't just like a new main character where Joker now, as a party member, talks a lot more. No, I want Joker to be the main character,
Please.
and he just talks a lot more. Joker's pretty funny sometimes.
Dude,
It catches you off guard.
His dialogue choices are pretty fucking hilarious. Dude.
Yeah, like Joker would be so entertaining if he could just fucking talk. If they let Joker talk, man.
I know it's a role playing game and the whole point of it is to like fit yourself in a role, but
See,
God damn it, I want my character to speak.
I hate that. By the way, I never put like my name or like anybody else's name in like when the name yourself. Like no, what is the character's official name? When I played Persona 5 the first time, the manga adaptation had him as Akira like Kurisu or something like that, and that's what I put. And for this game, now that the animes comes out, Atlas has confirmed this. His official name now is Ren Amamiya.
I like it as Joker. I want to keep it as Joker.
Obviously, that's his code name sounds better, but like from the new game plus, what did I put? I put Ren Amamiya, or Amamiya, whatever, however you pronounce that name. I put it as Ren. I never put unique names on there.
I like that. I like that. I just put my name down because I didn't really know his name.
I didn't want to bother googling it.
No, not at all. Wish I did though.
Fair enough.
I didn't think I would get this invested in the game.
I guess we'll talk about the next characters, or on, depending on whether or not you're European.
She was annoying at the beginning, but she grows on you.
The person I romanced in my first playthrough.
I remaster too.
Huh? Yeah, but you remastered everybody in the game. Fucking creeper.
Whoa, calm down.
Except Futaba.
Yeah, that's creepy, dude.
This is the one your brother picked. Anne's a solid like main girl. Introduced her and Makoto. I think probably. No, I would say Persona does a pretty good job of like balancing, characters, except for maybe Haru. But even then, Haru gets like a good amount of like screen time and proportionally when she's introduced.
Honestly, I feel like Haru got plenty of time.
Well, the thing is, like, she's introduced so late in the game, though.
She is though, but she does get plenty of screen time, and that makes her like.
Like, I do appreciate the fact that they put her in really early in the story. Like,
And they didn't
she's
make
not
her
named.
they didn't make her character way too complicated or anything.
Yeah. And was probably as a character as a whole, in terms of like the entire main cast, is probably the one I enjoy the most, as well. Like, I just enjoy her character. Like, she's just like a better girl version of Ryuji in a lot of ways. Like, she can actually be funny. I'm not laughing at her. She's pretty talented, but at the same time, she has things that she lacks at. And she's just kind of like, I don't really know what I want to do. Like, I do like this modeling thing because my parents are kind of wealthy and like that they're like high fashion designers and stuff. But I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, I just like really enjoying my friends. Before like they try to commit suicide, and
You say that.
I want to be a phantom thief because it's really fun
I mean, and
and solid. I know you don't really because you hate blondes.
I do hate blondes, but that's not the thing. Anne is a great character. She's by far one of my favorite characters in the game.
You know what I just realized? I guess we kind of already covered Ryuji, but we skipped Ryuji.
I hate him so much.
Okay, here's what annoys me. He fucking gets you caught like the Phantom Thief like 5 million times. Holy shit.
A lot of things could have been avoided if Ryuji didn't do shit.
Like, no, there's no way we're not getting caught as Phantom Thieves in like a fucking smartphone era with Ryuji. I'm sorry. Makoto figures it out in like fucking 10 minutes.
Ryuji constantly just like talking about it in the open.
Like, hey, you know we're all Phantom Thieves. You know, you and Yusuke Murugana are talking cat. We can go into people's subconsciousness. Oh my god.
Okay. That's a good transition though. Yusuke.
Well, no, Morgana first.
No,
Morgana's before Yusuke. No, Morgana.
Morgana's by far my favorite character in the whole game.
Are you really? That's interesting.
He geeks.
Morgana's really funny.
Okay, first of all,
the
it annoys me out of my head. Like, don't like the go to bed dialogue is by far the most annoying dialogue in the whole fucking game.
Before you get the what's it called, the massage ability from Kawakami.
It's like, whoa, go to sleep.
The only thing I don't really enjoy about Morgana is the fact that like they had like the reason he leaves the team is pretty sloppy. Like, I see them, they try to foreshadow it a little bit, but it happens way too suddenly. Like, the fact of, like, oh, you don't think I'm actually that useful? I'm going to leave. To me, it was kind of like a cheap way to get, like, Haru as a Phantom Thief and have her awakening happen off-screen and stuff, because at that point,
it did kind of
awakenings did kind of get old a little bit,
It did
even
kind
though
of
they were
feel
awesome.
forced, but it was kind of necessary to bring.
Well, no, like, to me, like, that to me was like a plot device almost. Like, we have to get Morgana out of the story so we can get Haru, but like we didn't really plan it enough in the dialogue because people like everybody on the team like first of all Ryuji and Morgana have been like having this back and forth for months since Ryuji is literally the first party member.
They should have made a more
besides
drastic
Morgana
issue than like what they did.
Yeah, like that was my problem with it, and but other than that, Morgana is pretty solid. Morgana is like existential thing. That's also another issue I have with it. I thought it would have been way better if he like was actually like a demon that sprouted out of mementos, but like lost his like memories.
Mm-hmm.
And then he becomes like the hope of humanity, and I'm like, wait, what?
I wasn't too mad at that.
Like no, like see, like he
the way he became that
like,
was actually good.
Also, like what the fuck? Like here's also my thing. Like he has well, I guess it's a nightmare, but like it's a recurring nightmare, so you assume it's like a memory.
Yeah,
of like him being birthed out of mementos. Like,
because he was
no, he was made inside. What's it called?
the Velvet Room.
Yes, he says this is my
The
home.
Velvet Room's inside Mementos.
Yes and no. Like we don't know where technically.
No, they tell you in the game.
Do they?
Yeah, in the depths of Mementos, there's a room that's caged off. That was the Velvet Room.
But even then, it's not like he was birthed outside like the fucking like he was like it
No,
made it
the-
look like he was born in like a dungeon.
No, the
Like
place
he's a
where
monster.
he, yeah, it was in front of the Velvet Room.
No, but he says he specifically I was born in this room and it's called the Velvet Room.
See, I think they just need to reword it. Not say he was birthed there, but he's from here instead. Like that one word would have made
Well,
a whole difference.
To be fair, like this is a game that's been translated, so
it probably,
I don't know.
It probably
It could be a
was.
mistranslation, but we don't know that for sure, in my opinion. Either way, like the fact of like the fact that
or
his
it
like
could just be this is my origins place or something like that. I
like
don't
the
know.
fact that like his
Probably makes
like
sense
the
in more
fact the
Japanese.
fact that like he has this entire dread of like I could like one day attack these people who I'm growing to love and care about, and then he just like actually I'm the hope of humanity. Wait, what? No, what happened to all the you just threw all of that away, and that was so much of besides of Morgana's like hitting on Anne and stuff and like jokes, snipes at Ryuji and stuff, and like her personality, that was essential to like
I feel
his
like that
character.
was good. I feel like he was just doubting himself while he was actually this good person. A lot of good people doubt themselves.
Yeah, but he has a
that
reason
really
to doubt
speaks
himself
to the
because
hope of humanity.
he has amnesia. He doesn't know who or what he is, and he wants to find it. And now he's finding out he's a monster. Possibly. No, he's probably a monster.
It's just misdirection. I feel like it's a good plot device. I feel like it was a good plot
I would have
device.
liked it better if like they make it so like he was a monster, but then he finds out like actually, what's it called? Like
yeah,
they should
you're right.
no,
It could have been done
They
better.
like the thing is that scene needed like more explanation for me. Like
I
I would have
thought-
liked it like if like Morgana was in Mementos fighting something and then he gets knocked out and then he wakes up and like this and then he's like I have no memory and then like Lavenza or original Igor before like he gets expanded like throws him out of Mementos into human world.
Dude,
The-
I really
into the
thought,
cognitive,
I really thought they were
non-cognitive.
going with that was Igor's shadow or something.
I didn't know what they were gonna go with it, and like that's what made part of Morgana so exciting to me. I'm like, are they gonna make like my what's it called like my party member like the character my first technical party member the one who I live with the final boss?
Okay, first, I didn't. I wouldn't have liked that if they did. That would not have been satisfying.
What if what's it called evil Igor like takes over Morgana and then it's like
No.
can you kill him?
Nope.
And then I have to fucking first of all Morgana dies anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Fake that.
Dude, like first one about the king of the fake death, dude. Holy shit.
Yo,
And I'm not
they
gonna
got me that time, though. They got me with the Morgana.
It's because
shit.
they put it in like in a fucking cinematic,
Yeah, I was like, oh, cutscene. This is real.
and then they're like, oh, like first of all,
But
That-
the
that-
way they wrote her back in was actually pretty ingenious.
yes and no because like they make it so like
Nobody can die.
well not just that like it's the fact of like we can kind of make any reality what they choose, and I know what they're saying like
In their game world, it makes sense.
Well, no, I'm saying like that's very much a point of like where they're like, hey, like how this world is right now, like the world we're living in and stuff. It can change. It can become better. It can become worse.
There was
It's
this,
all what we choose to make out of it and stuff. That's one of its overlying messages of it.
that really called to me.
But
because
Persona 5 in
when
universe,
I saw that, when I saw
I was
that,
like, so can we just make new worlds every time like I beat this thing like every time? Like what does that mean? Can I give myself wings in the next world? Like where does this stop? And like granted, I know what they're trying to go for, but in my mind, I just couldn't help but think that.
okay, look, Morgana's death actually, like what she was saying, actually spoke to me a little. I was like, okay, that makes a little bit of sense. I just read like this quote once. I don't remember the words exactly. I'll be paraphrasing, but it's like you have 3 deaths. One when your physical body dies, one when they put you in the ground, and the third one is when your name is spoken the last time on Earth.
Why is the second one when you're buried?
I forgot the second one, but the third one's what's important.
I was gonna
It's the memory of you dying is your third death.
Fair enough. I enjoy like the themes and stuff of Persona.
Persona had really good themes that are not
and-
like blatantly in your face.
It had really great writing. Just as a whole, I can say, I just didn't like certain, like when I say I don't like these aspects, and I'm probably sounding like I'm kind of hating it. Like that's just because I like everything more. Like I like all like the witty dialogue and everything. I like the personalities. This was just one thing. Like I felt like could have been tightened to be better. Like if they would have expounded on like that, like how I said earlier, like what they did with the backstory as that being like the misdirection and like he could only recall like a partial part of his memory of that what that happened. Because also like how does he change now with his entire full memory? Like this not being like the hope of is he still the hope of humanity now that he's a regular cat?
I think
Like
he's just a regular cat.
who can
Okay,
talk?
first of all, why
can
can't they
talk.
still hear him talk? And why can't Soji hear him talk? Why can't anybody else hear him talk?
Because they haven't entered the cognitive world.
Why is that a deciding factor?
Because it's a change in cognition. By the way, I think that's going to be a way bigger plot point in R with what they do, for the record.
Okay.
But yeah, basically, I remember Futaba explains it. Once you hear, what's it called, Morgana speak in the palace world, the cognitive world, I guess you want to say.
You can hear her speaking.
It changes.
I'll let them have
it
that
marks a
one.
change
I'll
in
let
your
them.
cognition, so you can understand him in the real world.
I don't know. Suddenly they speak cat. Can they understand other cats?
There's no other cat that lives in the Persona world other than Morgana. We don't see any other cats, so
Morgana
they can't
kills
be
them
other
all.
cats.
He's like, wow, that human can understand me. I'm gonna go talk to him. Morgana just kills him in the background.
Okay. We just expounded thoroughly on Morgana. Let's go to the next party member. We're doing these out of order as shit. To Yusuke. Yusuke is number 5. So this time we're going in order now, guys. We got this. 5. You start. What do you like about Yusuke? Do you like Yusuke? Do you not like Yusuke?
Okay, so I started off with Yusuke being the most annoying character in the world.
I agree 100%. I hated Yusuke for a long time.
But he gets... His awkwardness is so fucking hilarious. Dude, this man is...
Yusuke grows. I knew Yusuke would be a dope party member when he turned like those 2 girls down, being like, "Yo, stop hoeing in front of me. Have some self-respect." I was like, dude. I was like, first of all, I was like, I kind of wanted one of those 2, but like, I'm like, this guy's hilarious.
So in a certain point in the game, you can start like gaining like what's it called, the social stats by hanging out with some characters.
Oh, you mean they are kindness, courage,
charm,
intelligence,
and guts.
Yes.
So you can start.
Wait, is it? I think I might have been. No, it's
knowledge.
It's intelligence. But we're talking about. What's the thing with dexterity? It's not dexterity, but it's like a proficiency.
Proficiency.
Because I already said courage, and then you said guts. No, it's because you had it right.
You
It's
said
guts.
courage.
It's guts, knowledge, charm,
kindness,
and proficiency.
Proficiency. Yeah. Okay. So at a certain point, your main party members start hanging out with you. I think it's after Akumura's castle. And they just start hanging out with you out of the blue. Sometimes they'll just show up as Sojiros. So the first time I discovered this man Yusuke was just sitting in Sojiro's house, was like, "I've been waiting for you." His dialogue is one of the best dialogues in the fucking game. They're so like weird and like awkward. It's so funny.
Also, his voice actor, I don't know who it is, fucking kills it. He nails the eccentric artist that Yusuke is.
Basically.
Also, what's it called? Yusuke's confidant's also not bad.
His
I would say it's a little
not
bit of the
bad.
weaker
His
one.
stories, it's
Ones,
not
but not
extravagant,
bad.
but it's just like
because it's
really
very
deep.
personal. It's like,
Yeah.
yo, like this guy, the guy who I knew my entire life has been stealing from me. Like, I'm feeling like a dearth in my creativity. How do I bring the best out of my artwork? And then he does, and it's satisfying to watch.
Though I didn't complete his.
I know you
arc.
didn't, but I did. On my second playthrough, I did. The art contest as a whole and what that does to facilitate Yusuke's art abilities and characters, and I like how it reflects in the gameplay mechanics with the art cards. I thought that was done extremely well. How that all blends together, where the more confident Yusuke gets, the higher abilities he can copy and stuff with his copy cards. But it was Yusuke's, to me, if I were to give Yusuke like not a number, but like just an overall, Yusuke is very solid. Like he's a great like I don't want to say background character, but he's a great cast member. Like, I wouldn't want Yusuke to necessarily be like second or as like a secondary character to bounce off of, but like he could easily kill it as the league, and he's great in an ensemble. I will say that. So I guess that's it. What we got for Yusuke?
Yeah, he's just a great overall side character.
Makoto.
You mean Baby Girl?
Ah, dude, you're wrong. But I think Makoto and Anon are easily the most two popular female characters.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Makoto as a character is kind of annoying at first because she's kind of like the annoying little sister that's like snitches all the time.
Well, okay, first of all, one of the funniest things that Makoto does, she's not even part of the team when she's fucking spying on you, and she's those.
You can look back, dude. That's a nice personality touch.
The best part about that is when you confront her, like, and she's fucking. First of all, you have the part when you like spot her and she like just starts walking away, and then you confront her, and she's like, ugh.
Dude, I'm so glad you pointed that out to me. Like, I looked back, I'm like, yo, she really there, just creeping. Oh, that's when I knew, yeah, this is the girl. She hilarious.
And it's not even like in one area. She'll do it like at school, at the what's it called, Shibuya Station, multiple areas.
Like, to think somebody in the studio was like, yo, let's make her like creep around in the background.
Well, it's like she's supposed to be investigating you, or like investigating in general, and she has her eyes set on you, so it makes sense. But it's just like it's just funny.
It's hilarious.
Like it's one of the many times where Persona nails this comedic edge.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
So
Who
I
else?
guess Makoto's good. I'm never salty against anybody who says Makoto's my favorite or anything. Makoto's really good. She's hot.
She's a good character.
She's top 3 for sure for me.
Let's do Futaba.
Oh, Futaba is next. I thought what's it called? I would have been Haru next, but no, you're right. It's Futaba. Futaba probably has, in terms of like has the best character to dungeon like connection by far, and it really helps that it's her dungeon, and it makes that so unique.
I feel like Futaba has the most character growth.
I would probably agree with you. Yeah, she's definitely the one that changes the most by the end of the game.
Yeah.
Especially if you confide on her and she becomes like confident, will actually be attending school in the fall, reconnects with her like longtime childhood best friend, and stuff like.
I didn't get that far. I only got her up to like level 8.
Yeah, it's not like it's like fucking far, dude. That's like, well, to be fair, that is like I think Confidant's 9 and 10, but like yeah, she is definitely probably the most developed character in terms of the entire cast.
Yeah. I mean,
And
but overall as a character, I
and
didn't really like her as much.
oh, and the way her trauma connects to the main plot,
It's actually a nice touch.
seamless, genius.
It didn't seem
Great.
forced.
No, it was actually extremely well done. And it's not forced, but it's just kind of weird, and it never gets really touched on, and I think it's pretty obvious. Sojiro being a government agent in his past life.
Why is that never addressed again?
Well, to be fair, it's not relevant to like the
But
story
it's
at all.
hilarious.
It's just fucking weird, dude. It's like, wait, what?
This man's right here.
This coffee shop owner, the guy who knows all. By the way, you gotta love the coffee trivia. That's clearly coming from Catherine and their alcohol trivia. But we're not even gonna talk about Catherine until like when the full body remaster comes out.
Yo, can we talk about the like classroom questions for a second? How random they are.
No, okay. Here's my fucked up thing about like classroom questions, right? Because there'll be questions where it's like, all right, you can definitely answer this without a guide, right? Then they'll be like, you know, if I was Japanese, I would probably know this. And then I'm like, all right, that's kind of like a
And then
cultural
some
thing.
questions are
Then they're like, nah, you need a fucking guide, bitch. By the way, I will tell this for everybody who may or may not have played this. Well, first of all, if you haven't like played the game already, this podcast fucked you up for this game. But you fucking look that shit up. Always fucking look that shit up.
Right.
Put a time code into somebody in the comments and just be like, yo, look that shit up. You need all the knowledge you can get. You don't want to waste time doing knowledge. It's not worth it. But you also want to make sure your knowledge is maxed to 5 if you want like Makoto and somebody else.
And Hifumi.
Yeah, 2 of the like better confidants. Yes, Hifumi Togo's top 3 in terms of like side confidant.
let's talk about Hifumi.
No, we can't talk. We gotta leave Hifumi for next time. We gotta talk about the main cast. We're not gonna cover the main cast in time.
You're right. Okay, Haru next.
No, we gotta talk about Futaba a little bit more. We gotta round that shit out because we fucking were talking about.
I don't like Futaba, man. She's her character. I understand she has a lot of character growth, but her character's so annoying, dude.
She is a little bit annoying with like
she's kind of quirky.
Well, she's very quirky, but she's also like displays a really good like anxiety and that kind of thing. Like that's done really well, and like that's done on purpose. Well. My problem with it is like,
it's a little over the top.
Well, no, it's not even that. Because I felt they handled everything perfectly, but like the age gap, I felt that with Futaba, since she's so much younger than the rest of the group. Like, it would have been one thing, like, if, what's it called?
Especially if you try romancing her.
Like, no, that's fucking weird.
It's weird.
It's fucking weird. And that kind of connects to another different side character, but that's for, like, next time. But I really enjoy Futaba's character as a whole. I understand why a lot of people have her as, like, the favorite character and the one that they romance with in terms of just pure personality. I understand that. But,
I mean, you basically watched them grow, so.
Huh?
You basically watched that character grow.
Oh, yeah, well, that's because she's, like, yeah, like, we're kind of running around in circles here, but, yeah, like, she's so fleshed out, more than any of the cast, because, like, she has, her entire, like, entrance to the dungeon has to do with all of her trauma and how it connects to her personal life and, like, her dealing with that shit.
Can we talk about how she's basically this, like, world-renowned freaking hacker? Why is this so connected to you?
Well, because what's it called? It's because of how, like, smart her mom was, dude. Like, you know, genius, like, fucking is genetics.
Yeah, but what are the odds of Sojiro, like, getting together with this girl?
Well, like, honestly, that to me is one of, like, the most underrated, like, sad moments of the game was the fact of, Sojiro tried and, like, what's it called? Could never, like, get with this girl, and then, like, you find out later that, Futaba, like, tells you that, like, actually, she did really like Sojiro. She just didn't think it would work in terms of, like, she was good for him and that kind of thing. Gosh. And it's like, dang, and then she died. It's like, fuck.
Baby girl died, now what?
Oh, but then he takes care of Futaba. Like, man, you hate Sojiro early on in the game, but damn, he's really good. And it seems that we can't talk about him. We can't talk about him, though. We got it. All right, Haru was the person I romanced purely on my second playthrough. Haru is... Yeah, remember how I said Anne's my favorite? Haru is the best. She
baby girl?
No, I'm never going to say that about a video game character.
Say it, Robert.
No.
Say Haru's baby girl.
No. Haru's
baby girl for him, guys.
Haru's really, like... is just, like... very overwhelmed, understandably, about like the situation that she has to do with managing a company. She's also like the only character that like likes you up front.
Okay, she's the only character that has like
she never
legitimate issues, like pressing issues.
My main problem with A is Haru's introduced so late into the story.
Mm-hmm.
B, also Haru's the easiest by far to level up in comparison to that, but it also just like good like story to gameplay coalescence with that shit. And the fact of, like, in terms of what the character wants, she just wants someone nice to her. She only wants you to be maxed in kindness. She doesn't want you to be smart. She doesn't want you to be charming or suave or anything like that. She wants you just to be nice to her. So max out kindness.
I didn't max out kindness.
I know, you fucking heartless mom. To be fair, I thought Haru was kind of worthless in my first playthrough other than gameplay, and then I'm like, oh, dang. Haru actually has a really good, has a solid
I don't know her story, so I can't give you much.
I'm being a little bit over the top here, but Haru's somebody I had to really elevate on my second playthrough. He's really
passionate about Haru.
Solid and well done. Don't whisper in the mic. That's my thing, all right?
I'm whispering to the audience.
I'm copying all the top podcasters. They do this for some reason. It's really creepy. Anyways, Haru, what's it called, is really solid. The fact that she fucking has her dad murdered right in front of her. Jesus Christ. And all of her friends watched.
And they try to befriend the dude who murdered her.
While they're all at Disneyland. Like, dude, it's fucked up. Haru's really good.
Out of all the people, Haru came out this group with a lot of problems.
Like, also, like, that's also kind of my thing. Like, Haru should be, like, traumatized or, like... But, like, there's so much more that you could do to flesh out like Haru's character and like how she feels to the group and everything and all that stuff. Like, granted, like she takes like a break and stuff, but like if Haru was introduced earlier, it could have been done a lot better. Like she could have been like antagonistic for a little bit,
I do love that you see Haru in the hallways, just like as a
like
no,
around in like the third year area. Yeah.
yeah, like as a no-name character just roaming around. I'm like, wow, this is actually nice. You
Well,
see her beforehand.
you also see her like on the trip.
That too.
Yeah, on like the beach vacation.
Well, I think that's just because they probably intended for her to be a character earlier.
Well, no, because they also what's it called? Mentioned Big Bang Burger, and like that's clearly like foreshadowing the next dungeon. Persona's actually really good about foreshadowing what the next dungeon is gonna be if you like do the side shit like, uh, what's it called? You get the Medjed book in like the bookstore like right after you finish the second palace, or right
Oh,
before whatever
so-
the palace is before Futaba Palace is. That's when that book comes available. So it's really well done.
Yeah, everything.
There's really good foreshadowing in there.
Howard's introduction was actually pretty nice too.
Oh, that was pretty funny. Yeah, with like the um,
Their little monologue thing with Morgana was.
what did
that
they call her? What did she call her? Like the beautiful, like Phantom Beauty or some shit like that.
I don't know, but it
That
was
was
hilarious.
hilarious. And the fact that see, that's also one of my favorite onlines. Where it's like she's like, I cannot believe she just said that, or like she just called herself that. It was fucking hysterical.
That she was willing to go through with it too, with a cat she met.
First of all, it's a talking cat. You're gonna listen to what the talking cat has to say. I don't care what you say. I'm sorry. If your chicken started talking, I'm starting to bow down to that chicken. He's clearly a deity.
I might eat him. He gained some godly powers.
He's definitely eating them, for ladies and gentlemen. He eats spicy chicken from Burger King every day, 2 for $6, for sure. Find him at your local BK drive-thru.
There every day after 5, bro.
By the way, we're not plugging BK ever again after this. We'll plug Taco Bell though mad times.
Taco Bell is great.
I guess after that, the last character we can discuss, and then we can end this one. We didn't get to story today, unfortunately, but we'll probably talk about that next. I guess that kind of Persona's story deserves like almost an entire episode by itself. And then we'll cover like all the R stuff, and then we probably won't talk about Persona until like Persona 5 R comes out, because we'll have talked about this for like probably like 5 hours.
I mean, who else do we got? Akeshi?
Akechi. Akechi is technically the last party member you get in the game, and he's on like the.
It's a sore topic. I'm sorry.
Fuck off.
He was so good.
Because he was so useful in combat. But let's talk about like his overall character and personality.
Shit.
The snobby dude, but he's also extremely polite, but you know is bad. First of all, the fact that he gives the tip off that he knows Morgana can talk because of a pancake line, Jesus, that's a deep cut.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody caught that on their first playthrough.
No one caught that. That was actually a surprise. I'm like, wait, what?
Holy shit. I just felt fucking. I'm not gonna lie. Akechi suckered me in a little bit when he started like defending us, when like the public hated us. I was like, fuck, man, fuck you guys. I did all this good shit, and just because one guy died, it's my fault. I don't know who this Phantom Metaverse dude is. And then like Akechi's like, no, man, like I don't think it was this guy's. They probably wouldn't have murdered him. They'd have done now. And I'm like,
my nigga.
somebody's fucking vouching for me, and it's fucking Akechi of all people. And then he corners us at the fucking festival and shit.
Calls us out.
Yeah, like I know you're all the Phantom Thieves, and I'm like fucking Ryuji.
I'm like,
It's fucking your fault. But Akechi's as a whole, with like when you find out that Shido's his dad and that he abandoned his mom, and like the reflection of that, how his life and the protagonist's life and how they connect and change, and how that connects cosmically when the fact that you had the Igor and the fake Igor betting against who would win against each other, and
a lot of fakes in this game.
not really. There's only one fake Igor. Who's the other fake?
Akechi was faking.
Nah, that's.
I'm talking about just faking.
Oh, just fake. Well, there's a lot of things that's just faking.
But Akeshi's character was like, it was interesting because he he was going through so much and reacting in a negative way, but also reacting in a good way when he could have just stayed reacting in the good way instead of having this
Well,
vengeful
the thing I find like really cool
objective.
about what's it called Akechi was the fact that he discovered his persona abilities when he was so much younger, and how that like shaped him in the fact of like he was abandoned and isolated, and he used his abilities. What's it called? To his abandon his isolation to skyrocket him to the top, but that also just led him to be more abandoned and isolated. He's a he's a detective. He's not a part of a force, a unit.
Hmm.
He's the a star people in school, but because of his abilities, he doesn't get to stick around 5 days a week, which affects his ability to make connections and friends. And like he's this darling in the public eye, but he doesn't really know anyone or is friends with anyone. And what's it called? How and that's because of Shido and the fact of what he did to his mom and like what Shido does to Joker in his life and how that connects. I love that, even though that's technically not a catch. It just shows like how like I guess it just like Akechi's a good mirror of what like the protagonist could have gone, or any of us really, because the entire reason you have a silent protagonist is because you want to connect to the character. And, like that's how you could have gone, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That being said, I do want in Persona 5 R like the ability to save Akechi.
Yes, and make him an actual party member,
Well, a full time party member.
full-time party member. But that will actually,
Well, the thing is, like that has to be like planned from the get go.
yeah. How
Is
did
the thing
I don't
because
understand.
he needs what's it called a new unique ability.
Hmm.
I would think, right?
No, he's
Yeah.
fine with just being.
No, because everybody else has something else. Like Ryuji has his max thing. He can if you're in the car, you can insta kill enemies. Uh, I forget what An's is.
Hans is like crocodile tears.
No, that I think just everybody has like maybe it was something like that. But everybody has like some negotiation thing.
Hmm.
Yusuke's is the cards. Um, Morgana's is the ability to make advanced tools. Haru's you've the plants and like how they speed up time and how they make it the plants grow faster.
What's Hans?
I forget what An's is. It doesn't matter. Makoto's is what's Makoto's? Oh, Makoto's is like what's it called? It tells you what they're
Oh,
weak
what
to.
they're weak to, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what On does, but
What's it called? It's something good. I'm trying to remember. Is that all the party members we've covered? I think
yeah.
so. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, technically, Futaba I guess too, but Futaba she gives like a fuck ton of shit.
Yeah.
She like all the buffs and debuffs and like
Hmm.
the fact her level 10 ability is like one of her level 10 abilities is other than the persona change is the fact of if your entire party gets wiped, besides like Joker obviously she can replace them with
Gotcha.
new back row members
I mean, okay.
for free. It doesn't cost a turn.
I don't know. Did Akechi have a?
Well, see, here's the thing.
He didn't have anything.
Akechi had Harrison Recovery, Detective Talk, and what's it called? Baton Pass. When you got him to level 5 and he became a part of your party.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the thing. If you like, let's say like right, like he joined like after the palace thing or whatever, or like let's say hypothetically right, he would have only joined for like the last two. Like I'm sorry, but Endure and like Protect or whatever.
Yeah.
That those aren't satisfying. Like Akechi can't just have nothing. He
Yeah,
needs
I
to have a
guess
cool. He needs to have something cool.
he'll have to have something. I guess that'll just come with the new gameplay mechanics in R. I guess.
Yeah. Also, what's it called? I'm gonna let this out of the bag. I'm gonna say this right now. I think they'll give. No, I'll save it for next episode. Now, we're gonna be done with characters because we're only gonna talk about story since, since we should have talked about art today. We said we were going to. One of the cut ideas for Persona 5 was to make Hifumi Togo a party member,
Oh yeah.
and I think they'll do that in R. Even though they've already added a girl character, which might fuck me over, but Hifumi's
Yeah.
really popular, and very interesting overall as a story. I think they could integrate that well, especially since they've talked about that they're
I
mentioning.
feel like they should just have optional party member characters.
Well, that means what's it called? They would be cutting out a lot of content though. Well, to be fair, Persona 5 is already long as fuck, but my thing is like they already mentioned that they're adding palaces to the game, and they said palaces, so that's plural. So even if you count like the new promotional like character that they've announced, who may or may not be a replacement main character, what's it called? I think that
Watch them at like
ev-
6 palaces.
every other palace except the last two added a new character to the team. So I think if you're adding multiple palaces,
There are gonna be multiple characters.
multiple new party members. And to be fair, I don't think it's gonna be multiple. I think one of them. It's really easy to just put in. It's way easier to make a Hifumi in, and then make a new side character, a new confidant, and just replace her there, than to make an entirely new party member and have that shell. Especially since they already had it planned to have Hifumi be in the team, but they just couldn't do it for time. Like Haru was last minute into the team, and you can tell.
Yeah, you can tell. Okay, well, that's all the characters.
All right, so guys, that is our first fucking episode done. It's finally fucking finished.
I could use some Burger King right now.
You fucking fat fuck. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned next week where we will drop episode 2, and then we will talk about the story. That one we guarantee you we will get through relatively quickly for us, and we'll talk about the new trailers, well, relatively new trailers that have come out since Beam hasn't seen it, and what's it called, and then we'll talk about whatever left we have to talk about in terms of games, anime, or just entertainment in general. Persona 5 is one of those rare games, guys. Like, this isn't going to be focused on like one game or anything per episode kind of thing. It's definitely going to be way more free flowing. Persona 5 is just so good. It deserves that kind of attention to detail.
One of our favorite games of all time right now.
For sure. Like, me and Meeman have literally said, like, the moment Royal comes out, it's day one purchases for both of us. So it's without a doubt. But yeah, so expect a lot more free flowing shit. If not episode 2, definitely by episode 3, where we're just talking about like random shit.
Just talking about anime
stuff that's going on in anime, games, entertainment, that kind of shit.
That we like, bitch. We don't care about anything else that you like.
Why do you gotta be so fucking antagonistic? Why?
One of us has to be.
I'll be antagonistic next time. We'll take turns.
Yeah, I don't want to be the good guy.
Sometimes. All right. Thank you for all of you guys who made it through this 2-hour episode or plus change. All right, we'll talk. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
See you.